Good afternoon. We are joined by Rob Lander, head women's cross country coach over at Chaffey College. Coach Rob, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
A product of Sonoma State, you are now entering in your seventh year at Chaffey, I believe, right, Coach?
Yeah, I've been here since the program was reinstated in
Uh-huh.
2015.
Yeah, a little background about yourself. 27 years of combined high school and collegiate cross country coaching experience, coaching at all the levels: NCAA, NCAA D1, D2, Triple CAA, high school. Some of the highlights that you've accomplished include being named SoCal Coach of the Year in 2003, San Gabriel Valley Coach of the Year in 2010, 2011, 2013, 2014, and the All Inland Valley Coach of the Year 2010 and 2014. So obviously the Chaffey program is well coached.
Well, thank you. Sometimes they give you the Coach of the Year award when your teams are just good, right?
Hey,
And then honestly, there's been times where you feel like you've really done a great job with a group that maybe wasn't as talented.
sure,
And in my own mind, those might be my own Coach of the Year awards, which
sure.
maybe we didn't win a championship that year, but you feel good about the job you did, right? So I don't know.
Absolutely. Well, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the team. 2022 IEAC conference champions. This is the second time the conference, the Chaffey College has grabbed the crown since the reinstatement in 2015. Six of the top 10 finishers last week were Panthers. Now, let me ask you something. Was there something at the beginning of the year that you had an inkling of, or you had a feeling that this team this year is special? If so, what was that? And did you identify that early in the year or early in the off season?
Actually, it was an interesting summer where I was kind of scratching my head. In all honesty, I wasn't sure what I had. I kind of was, watching the women train, and eventually we had some team meetings, and they revealed that, hey, we want to be great. We want to do our best this year. We want to, and then at the SoCal preview meet
Mhm.
at Bakersfield the first time in September, they really showed me for the first time fire in the eyeballs, like from 1 through 9. They
Mhm.
all were really trying to compete, and I said, all right, cool, this is what we want to be. But it didn't really happen until about September, which I guess is early enough, right? Since the
Yeah.
championship season comes now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's interesting. It's interesting you say that because the article that we wrote a couple of days ago over at the IEC website was when we asked around. There was a feeling that this women's team wanted to make an impact this year. They wanted to make a statement, and you did, right? And obviously, the training, the off season, and like you mentioned, sort of the trying to figure out what's next because the entire athletic world went through the whole COVID pandemic,
Yeah.
right? And there's programs that are still trying to recover from it. But it seems like you guys kept everything afloat and kept the program going strong and got stronger as the year went through, right?
Yeah. 2020 was rough, right?
Yeah,
And it was really hard on all of us. And last year, and we struggled with numbers like everybody
sure.
else.
Yeah.
But then we got it. I feel like we got it back up and running here in 2022. Back, and I want to grow it. Of course, I'm not.
Of course.
I don't know. Is there a coach that's ever satisfied?
Of course. Well, let's talk about your sophomore from Chino Hills, Brianna King.
Yep.
Bringing in that
Ayala High School, but yes, she lives in Chino Hills. Yep,
Chino Hills,
Ayala
yep,
High.
from Ayala High School. Brought home the individual trophy with finishing at 19.5.8. Tell us, Coach, what makes Brianna special, and what's next for her on her to-do list?
Yeah, I mean, Brianna is special. She's a coach's dream. She does all the work, and she does it at a really high level.
Mhm.
So whether it's a basic recovery run, she recovers. If it's a VO2 max workout, she runs the proper paces and hits her splits. If she's stretching, she stretches. If she
Mhm.
hydrates, she sleeps. She's an excellent student. 3.5 GPA. She was an All-American last year in cross country, finished 12th place at the California State Championships.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what's not to love? She's a team player. And,
Yeah.
she's well loved on the team. And her goal, of course, is to finish again as an All-American this year at the California State Championships, improving on her 12th place finish. And then she's transferring, and she's talking to some local universities, not sure where, who's got the exact cross country program, and more importantly, academically, who's got the right art program for her.
Sure.
And she's kind of weighing all that, and I'm excited. The fun thing is Brianna she's not running yet to her she's running to her potential as her 19-year-old self. But I'm excited to see Brianna's potential in the next few years. I mean, she could really continue to improve. I expect you will.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things that we've heard about her. She's a person that leads by example. And this is a team event. Like I mentioned, you had 6 of the top 10 finishers being Panthers. You had Barenwald came in 5th, Sandhu in 6th, Isidro in 8th, Madero Meza in 9th. When you have a collective group of student athletes that's following each other's lead, you have something special that's brewing, right? And it's
cross country is a team sport, absolutely. And not only, I will say, we were 6th out of the top 10, but that's because they combined that PCAC conference and ours, right? Because we had the first 5 runners in the IAC.
Yep. Well, that actually leads perfectly to my next question.
I'm just gonna say,
what was your overall
number 1, right? Yeah.
Yeah. What was your overall feeling, and what was your thought about having a combined conference championships with the PCAC? What was your experience with that?
It was excellent. I loved it. It brought more competition, and more competition is better for everybody, I think. So I mean, it gave all my women other competitors to race, and it was a positive experience. I hope for everybody. I think it was. That's kind of the vibe I got from the other coaches. Was it was good for the sport, right? Absolutely. I mean, it's good for the student athlete and good for the sport.
Absolutely, yeah. Mark Hartley and Caitlin Blank over there at Norco College did a phenomenal job putting this thing together, and hopefully,
for sure.
And like I said, the feedback has been positive. And like you said, it's one of those things that just elevates everyone else to play or to run better. And then, as a coach, you can't ask for anything more if the game is being elevated.
For sure. 100%. Yep. Good for the sport, good for the student. Right. And that's
absolutely. Hey, coach, one last question for you, because I know you are packing, getting ready to travel over to Bakersfield. You guys are traveling to Kern Soccer Complex today at 3 p.m., I believe. What's the strategy that you have in the next 24 hours, basically, right? Leading into the SoCal Championships. What are your preparations that you do with athletes that you're bringing up?
It's interesting. It's a great question, actually, Bo. I mean, I feel like in our sport, most of the coaching is done way ahead of time. And once you get within 24 hours of a championship meet, it's more important to stay calm, poised. I mean, we even recommend distraction, like reading a good book, like not spending a lot of time talking or thinking about the race, the strategy of the race. That's all been covered way ahead of time. At this point, poise and relaxation is super important, because if we start that anxiety too soon, by the time the gun goes off 24 hours from now, you could be left feeling rather flat. So you want to time that, right? Where tomorrow morning when we wake up a couple hours before the race, it's okay for the anxiety to start to be bubbling. Getting yourself excited for a race that's only 2 hours away is manageable. Being overly excited 24 hours before the event is difficult to maintain, that proper poise.
Absolutely. Now, that's so interesting. One of the things that I've learned about cross country, being around the sport for the past couple of years, is some people look at it, oh, they're just running around, but not realizing the whole level of intricacies and details that go into the preparation of the body and the mind prior to the meet. And even that preparation, as you mentioned, that you prepared for weeks ago in progressing to where you are now. So when it's time for the race, you're ready to go.
There's a whole lot of science involved, whether we're increasing one's lactic threshold, their VO2 max, their running economy, There's specific ways to improve all those physiological variables. We're definitely not just running around. There's a whole lot of science, whether it's biomechanics or exercise phys, that are going into training runners at a high level.
Absolutely, and it's an amazing science, right? And I do know that you did write one of your, I think it was your master thesis on this, and we'll definitely have to talk more about that. I'd love to hear more about it because I love hearing these things. But in the meantime, congratulations again on the conference title. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Please share the results tomorrow via text so we can update our fans, and have a safe drive, and we will chat soon.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.